Old school. You're listening to CRBJ, Classic R&B Jams Radio.
When the world gets loud, there's one place where the groove never stops. CRBJ Radio brings you classic R&B, timeless soul, and the jams that shape the soundtrack of your life. From sunup to sundown, we're spinning the hits that make you feel something. Every hour, every day. Whether you're at work, on the road, or just vibing at home, turn us on and let the soul take over. Listen live at crbjradiojams.com to the soulful sound all around town.
And good morning, good evening, good night, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your nighttime, right time DJ Music, back at you with another episode of the Music Chronicles. We was here earlier today. I was across the big pond over in the UK. Had to come on back to the USA, and let me tell you who I have on the Music Chronicles today. This the best way to explain, tell you who this young lady is, folks. Smooth, silky songstress is how I would, and a whole lot of folks describe her, but I'll let her do that herself. Ladies and gentlemen, I want everyone to welcome to the Music Chronicles the lovely and talented Sharon Rae North. Welcome in, Sharon. Let me take this off the screen so the folks can see you. How are you? You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Great to have you here on the Music Chronicles. Of course, our journey started with each other over on Urban Influence. But before we go any further with that, why don't you tell the people about you, folks that don't know about you, a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go into our question and answer section.
Well, as you said, I'm Sharon Rae North, and I am a singer. I've had shows and songs all over the world, all over the globe. My most recent song is a cover of Drive by the Cars. It came out in January. It's been on the Billboard chart. And I'm based in the Richmond, Virginia area. I've been here. I lived here for about 12 years, and I went to Northern Virginia for about 5 years. And I just got back to the Richmond area maybe about a month or so ago. And still settling in. Still got boxes to unpack, and I don't know jewelry today because I don't know where it is. I opened the box. I'm like, oh, I thought it was in there, but it's not. So, that's it. Just living life.
Well, folks, she's a little modest, and so I'll just build it up. A Grammy award-winning, nominated around the world. She's been around the world and on tour and sang with some of the greats. She's kind of downplaying her career there, folks. But if you've listened to the radio station and if you've checked out some of her social media platforms, you know that this woman, as they say in our communities, this woman can sing.
Thank you.
So let's start with that first question there, Sharon. How long have you been in the industry, if you don't mind us asking, sharing that with us?
There's two things. How long have you been singing? How long have you been in the industry?
Yes.
I have been singing for as long as I can remember. My mom used to say, "You'd sing at the opening of an envelope." So I've been singing since I was a very little girl. In the industry, I would say maybe 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah, somewhere around in there.
25 years in this industry, and as you said, starting, when did you know as a little girl that this was something that you want to do throughout your whole life?
I don't think there was a time that I didn't know.
Wow.
When I was really little, I would sit next to my mom and dad's hi-fi, and I would listen to their records. Now, my sister's 6 years older than me. Her birthday is Sunday. And my sister, we would listen to children's records too, Mary Poppins and stuff like that, Cinderella. But I loved listening to Nancy Wilson and Della Reese. And my dad was a jazz head. So I would sit there and listen to King Curtis, you know. Um, and that's kind of where it came from. And I was probably maybe 3, 4 years old. And I would sit there for hours and hours wondering, can I hold a note that long? Can I sing like that? Can I hit a big note like that? And in my little girl head, I could see the audience listening to me and clapping. I could see
Uh,
that
so you
sitting in that.
already had you built your own audience
I
at a
did.
young age.
I did. Maybe 4 years old. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Hmm.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. But it does paint a picture because at some point in time we all do that. We set up the little thing and the little that, and it's like, hey, I think I can do this. But the
Hmm.
25 years in the industry, you've had to come across some of the greats. So that's
I
one of the questions
have.
that I wanted to get right down to the meat of it. Of all the
Yeah.
folks that you've appeared with and sang next to, and who's some of your favorites, Sharon?
Um, wow. I I'd like to lump in there people whose shows I've gone to
Uh,
because I've never sang with or alongside Olita Adams, but I've been to her shows and she is one of my
Amazing.
absolute
Yes.
favorites.
Yes.
Absolute favorites. Her voice is so beautiful and so rich and so resonant. And the thing is, she doesn't need to do a whole lot. You know, you never hear her doing all kind of crazy runs and vocal acrobatics and stuff. She doesn't need to.
Hey.
And her voice is just beautiful. Layla Hathaway, as I said, Nancy Wilson. Um, I did get to open one time for Joe Sample and the Crusaders.
Wow.
And when I got out of my car, they were doing sound check and they were sound checking the street life. And I thought, is this real? You know, am
Mhm.
I they're sound checking the street life and I'm getting ready to go on that stage and meet these guys and then I'm opening for them. It was unbelievable.
Amazing. Yes.
I also got to open for Bob James. And that was amazing as well. Such a very nice man. And our merch tables were right next to each other. We both had good lines, but his was much longer.
Mhm.
But I'm like, but it's Bob James.
Right.
I need to
Right.
be standing in his line.
Let me get in that line. Right.
Yeah, yeah. So there have been, a lot of times like that with different artists, but I think those were probably some of the highlights. Joe Sample and Bob James were some of the highlights.
Well, Sharon, you don't seem to me to be one of those people that get starstruck when you meet this. But have you ever been starstruck by someone that you kind of ran into and it's like, wow.
I was darn near stalking Joe Sample. Everywhere he went, he probably turned and said, "There she
There she is
is."
again. Who is this lady?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. At one time, though, when I was a news writer and did some anchoring at CNN in Atlanta, they had Harry Connick Jr. was on
Uh,
one day, and I was a little starstruck because I like him a lot, So and to be right close to him where I could, talk to him and speak to him and stuff. I was a little starstruck with Harry Connick Jr.
I could I know I would be. I most definitely would be running to some of those folks. But I tell you what, before we get into our next set of questions there, Sharon, let's listen to some of your music here. And
Okay.
let's pop in this first one here. It is let me see. I want to do this one first. How about this one? This one right here. No, that's not it. This is the one I wanted to do. I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna get it right. I'm
I'm
gonna
just
get it
like,
right.
which one is he gonna play?
Yeah, which one? Yeah. Okay, this is the one that was smooth to me. Of course, your voice is silky smooth to me. Absolutely. I think I told you that at the Urban Influencers meeting. But this one, We Should Be in Love, Silhouette. Tell me about that
Oh,
one, and we'll listen to it.
it's people always say, oh, when they hear that song, what was that about? What guy was that you were talking about? I'm like, nobody. I'm like, I had two, the word stars kept coming in my head, and the word silhouette kept coming into my head. And I thought, how do I marry these two words into a song? Silhouette was just a word, but stars kind of had a little bit of a, it was melodic. It was stars.
Right.
And so I just wrote a song about it that could include both of those words, but there was no mystery man or no, oh, I'm head over heels. Nope. Just wrote a song about it.
Yes, it wrote this song about it. Unlike some people, there's a meaning behind. Earlier today, the music that the young lady sent to me, it had a meaning behind it. But this one's just like, okay, let me write this song.
Mm-hmm.
No dude attached to it. It's just music,
Nope,
right?
not that one. Now there were others that met, but this wasn't
Okay.
one of them.
Well, let's listen to this one, ladies and gentlemen, on the Music Chronicles, the lovely and talented Sharon Rae North, and here it is. We should be in love. Silhouette. Let me turn it up.
Imagining you on the shore, stars like you in silhouette. Your tide is rising, rushing deep in me, making me so wet. And all I want is to hold you, feel you next to me, next to me. Tell you you're all I want, you're everything I need. We should be in love, counting the hours till I see the pleasures night will bring. The wine and candles and the slow dance, how your romance me. And all I want is to kiss you, feel your lips on mine. You are my fantasy, my dream of love divine. We should be in love. We were in love, every day would feel like spring, and every night the heat of summer, love making. If we were in love, all my dreams would become real. You would have all of me, you know just how I feel. How I feel. When we're together on the shore, stars light us in silhouette. We're making love beneath the moon, stars light us in silhouette. We should be in love. Mhm. We should be in love. We should be in love.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if it's not meant for a dude, I tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and put that one in my wallet, Sharon, just in case I run across somebody that might want to hit up on. Look here, let me give you this for song right here. You listen to this, I'll come back later. So
Okay.
tell us about the arrangements a little bit. The smooth jazz vocals, of course, we know it's you, but who's on this particular album with you?
On that particular song, it was Chris Big Dog Davis did all
Mm,
of the music. He produces most of my songs. and most of my projects. And the fantastic Selena Albright is on
Wow.
background vocals.
And then, folks, if you don't know who Selena Albright, that's the daughter of the great Gerald Albright. So you're in marvelous company already. And if, of course, if you don't know who Big Dog is, then you're in the wrong place right now, because you're in the wrong place right now. So, Sharon, tell us a little bit about your creative process. What do you do? You like I asked earlier. Do you just walk around and something comes to mind and you put it on paper, or you intently sit down and say, I'm going to write a song and I'm going to bang it out and then go from there?
I do both.
Wow.
Sometimes the inspiration just hits you,
Mm,
and sometimes it's intentional.
mm,
You sit down and you say, you know what, I'm going to write a song and I want it to be about this. And you write it and you play around with it for a while until you get it the way you want it to be. So the process has different iterations, whatever happens, that brings it to you.
mm. So bringing into this with your longevity of your career, what do you see as now as to when you first started out, the major difference now when it comes to being an artist in the industry?
Wow. There are certainly a lot more independent artists now than 25 years ago, 30 years ago, a lot less people relying or having access to those record labels. You People's careers have been launched because the right people happen to see their YouTube videos.
Mm,
So it's it's a very nice free for all.
uh,
You can pretty much do it. A lot of people, a lot more people have studios at home, and you don't have to have that great big studio, with all that equipment in it that you really can't afford a lot of times if you're
yeah.
independent. It's a little easier. Now, as far as gigging and getting onto the festivals and all of that stuff, that's still not as easy. You know, you tend to see when you look at festival lineups and venue lineups, you see the same people over and over and over and over.
Mm,
And every once in a while they may open the door a little bit and let one person in, but it's still a haul. It's still a
yeah.
grind and a climb and all that.
Right. No disrespect, but to me, it sounds like you say from the layman's term, there's gatekeepers, and
Um,
they decide who gets to play at the festivals and all that. You got to be in the know, is what you're saying. It's not
well,
necessarily talent.
yeah, I think for festivals, there may be one person who owns the festival or who
Mm,
promotes the festival, and so yeah, I would say to a certain extent and degree there are gatekeepers,
mm,
um, and there are cliques. There just are. I mean, you can't. If you're sitting around watching it, you can't really deny that it happens because it
right,
does.
right.
So,
Especially with your legacy in this, I'm sure you've seen it. Um,
mhm.
going back to this part about getting your music out there. How is social media affected your particular album that you're pushing now? Is it a hindrance? This I asked this question earlier. Do you think that social media saturates the artist by having everybody being able to put their music out?
I think the social media helps
Mm,
because other than that, you'd be solely relying on standing in some parking lot selling, CDs at the trunk of your car. People don't even
sure.
listen to CDs that much anymore. So social media helps to get your music to the ears of people. Being able to go on something like Facebook and create an event,
Mm,
being able to go to YouTube and push your stuff out there or do like Facebook Live. You know, during COVID, people were having concerts from home because the need was there, you know, and they said necessity, you know, is mother of invention.
Right.
You had all these people, you know, finding ways in different platforms where they could do live shows, and then they could even monetize those shows and stuff. So I think all of that has helped a lot,
Mm.
you know, to help people get out there.
So which is more preferable to you? A large venue to where there's thousands of people, or a small, you know, cozy cafe to where, you know, it's kind of more of an intimate setting? Which is preferable to you?
Um, hmm. I don't. I. It depends. If it's a club,
Mhm.
I like that small, intimate venue. You know, where the people are right there in front of me, where I can hold conversation and talk and joke around, and you know. But if you're at a festival, you want it big,
Right.
you know, because you want as many people there as they can fit into the festival. You
Sure.
know, if it's at a big park and they can get 10,000 people in there, okay, I want 10,000 people. But if it's a club, my preference is a little smaller because some clubs are big,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know, but I prefer a smaller club.
And how do you connect with that crowd, whether it be a big venue or a small club? How do you connect with your audience, Sharon?
I like to kind of joke around a lot of times and just kind of talk with some of the people in the audience. Um, there are times with some songs, for example, "We Should Be in Love," I might actually sing that to a man in the audience, you know, and make eye contact with him and sing it to him, and you know, or sing it to a couple men. I might sing it to this guy over here and then turn this way and sing it to this guy over here. Um, I like to have fun during shows and just personalize it. So while there may be a lot of people in the room, people will relate to different songs as if it's just for them
Right.
or it's something that they can relate to.
Okay. So let's take another one here that leads me right into the next song here. Since you say you sing, pick someone at the crowd, you make me wanna. You make me
No,
wanna
no,
do what?
I'm not picking anybody out with that. When I went in the studio with that song, my mom, who is right here next to me in her wheelchair, trying to turn around,
Hey, mama.
when when she was in the studio with me when I did that song, and when I finished, and I came out of the booth and I sat down next to her, and she said, "Do you like that song?" And I was like, "Ooh, that's a loaded question."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, yeah, why?" And she looked at me, she said, "It's pornographic."
Uh-uh. I thought like that Millie Jackson opening line. I know you're not gonna sing that song.
So yeah, I don't really sing this one to anybody. And this one isn't a lot of the songs are in every shop. This one is not. It's in sometimes, it's not in sometimes.
Okay. So let's take a listen to it and see why it ain't in all shows there, folks. Here it is. The Music Chronicles. You make me, let me say it in my deep voice. You make me wanna.
It's 4 o'clock, I'm waiting for that knock knock. About that time, baby, I just can't stop thinking about what's come over me. Baby, I miss you much. Wanna love you all night, feel your touch. Can't wait to get my arms around you. You feel so good to me. You make me wanna, ooh. you're doing to me. You make me wanna, ooh, I'll be living it up, giving it up. It's you, baby. Keep loving me. Tease me, baby, won't you please me? Feel the fire, my body's turned up. Your desire, I don't wanna come down. Please take me away when you're loving me, and I'm here with you. I feel your flow, baby, you know your love is so true. You make me screaming at the things you do to me. You make me wanna, I'll be living it up, giving it up. It's you, baby. Keep loving me. Ooh, baby, are we taking it all the way? You've got me screaming at the things you do to me. You make me wanna, I'll be living it up, giving it up. It's you, baby. Keep loving me. Keep loving me.
I can guarantee you, after listening to that, he probably will. He probably will. He probably will. Another great song there, Sharon. Your voice, silky, smooth, sexy. How would you describe your voice? I know how I would, but how would you?
I would describe it as measured, resonant, has nice texture to it. When I listen to songs off of the album Silhouette, that was a very difficult album to record for me because my voice was sick at the time. I had a pseudocyst on my right vocal cord, and it just seemed like it just took forever to get through that project because I wasn't all the way there. And I hear it, other people don't hear it, but I hear it in the songs. But yeah, but that's how I would describe it, though.
Yeah, I think you're your own worst critic on that one, because if there's any flaws in your voice, we don't hear it.
No, thank you.
I can honestly say that if we don't hear it. So now getting to this voice of yours and the different folks that you have been on stage with or composed with, have you ever done anything that, how do I say that? What is, when if you've collaborated with anyone, I guess that's the best way to say it. And if you have collaborated with them, what was that? What was it like to collaborate with some of the greats?
It's funny because nowadays, due to technology, you can collaborate with people and they're where they are and you are where you are.
Sure.
So you're not always where they are. Like on that album, there's a song called Moments,
Hmm.
and it's featuring Marion Meadows. And Marion did a fantastic job on that song. But to this day, I have never met Marion.
Wow.
I would love to meet him, but I haven't met him. Now, Paul Brown uh, produced a couple songs on the album, and we did Heart of Mine, um, co-written by Bobby Caldwell. I first heard it when it was done by Boz Scaggs
Yes.
some years ago, and fell in love with it. I knew one day I wanted to record it. And we did a song called Fly Away that was written by another Paul Brown who was friends with Paul Brown. And while Paul and I were not at the studio together when we did the songs, Paul and I have done shows together, a lot of shows now, so I kind of know his vibe and how he works and stuff. So,
Hmm.
um,
Chemistry.
yeah, on the trumpet parts on the song that you just played on You Make Me Wanna were played by Arnetta Johnson. And Arnetta, whew, that girl's no joke.
Mhm.
But Arnetta and I have not actually worked together, but she's my cousin,
Mhm.
so we know each
Wow.
other.
Right.
And
Right.
and she's played on a couple of my songs. I'll reach out now and say, hey, cuz, and there's trumpet part on this song, and
Uh,
she writes the trumpet parts and she plays them. She's just phenomenal. Um, so yeah, you just sometimes you actually are with the people in the studio, and sometimes you're not. My Christmas song, um, I flew to California to record that, and Kevin Flournoy produced that. And although we did some live recording there, which was great, um, he's done the shows that I've done on the West Coast. Kevin has been on them in Hollywood, and in San Diego. He's played keys on those songs for me. So yeah, when he produced everything I asked for, um, I kind of had an idea of his vibe too,
right.
because we've
Right.
done live shows together.
Absolutely. Now,
Mhm.
this is something that I noticed personally. I guess maybe it's just a visual sort of thing, but every time I've seen you on stage, or every time I've seen you singing, you're always dressed to the nine, the elegant. I'm trying to think of the lady, the short hair. What is her name? I don't know why her name escapes me right now. But how is important to that to dress the part, Sharon, of being on stage?
Ooh, I think it's important, but there are times when I've had on jeans on
Right,
stage.
right,
And I'll just tell the whole band, hey, everybody, we're not dressing up. Let's just wear some jeans.
right.
And we do. I mean, I may have on a beautiful blouse or something and some high heels. But I've had on jeans, on stage. I think it matters, but at the same time, I think you should be comfortable but still look nice, because I mean you can wear jeans and look nice. You
Hmm.
don't have to look beat up and raggedy or anything, which I would
Right.
never do on stage. Now, you catch me at sound check might be a whole different story. But yeah, I like being dressed up on stage, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I
Right.
just want to be very down to earth, have on my jeans. I did a gig earlier this year, and I had on black leggings, and I had on a black lace blouse. Everything you could see through it. It was all lacy. And I had on these very, 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 very serious red patent leather boots
Uh-oh.
and thigh high. And everybody loved that outfit. And it was just leggings, boots, and a blouse. But it was the presentation of it,
Right.
that made it work. So yeah, I think if
Uh,
you're
I,
comfortable,
I,
and you're
I
okay.
I get it. I understand wholeheartedly. Now, my next thing is, one of the conversations that we have over in our urban influences is AI music, and AI artists. You've been in the industry and you've seen it evolve and you've seen where it comes from. So, your thoughts on that, Sharon?
I am largely opposed to it.
Mm,
There may be some instances, like I remember hearing one time that the country singer Lyle Lovett, I think,
yes.
who had some very significant health issues and lost his voice, unable to sing, but he wanted to do another album or something. So they kind of used AI to assist with that
Mm,
for him. I didn't have a problem with that because that's a whole different story. But people just coming up out of nowhere, creating songs and creating singers, with the AI.
yeah.
I man, that it's not only to me unethical and amoral, but
Ooh,
it's scary.
yeah.
That stuff is scary.
Yeah.
You
Eh,
know,
I don't think, and I think this is one of the conversations that we're having, Sharon. I don't think there'll ever become a day that AI artists or attempted AI artists will ever replace someone like you. There's no replacing that human touch, is it?
there's no replacing the human touch. No, absolutely not. But I've heard some of it, and it
Hmm.
sounded really good.
It's
Like,
good. Yeah.
ooh,
Yeah. It's no
ooh,
getting away from it. It sounds good. Yeah. I got
sounds
to say
good.
that. Yes. But
Yeah,
as
but
someone said earlier, it lacks soul.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it's not a person. It lacks soul because it doesn't have one.
Yes.
Human beings have a soul.
Yes.
We have a
And
soul.
they sing it. They sing with their soul. They sing with purpose sometimes.
Yeah, and we're not one dimensional.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I'm now. I use AI for some things. I created the other day. I was on Chat GPT. I needed a new stage plot, and so I created this stage plot. Man, that thing looks good.
It's good.
Ooh, I'm like,
Listen, you can't take away from what AI does, and I can understand the artists using it. Like in your case, like you spoke about Loud Love It, but and there's other cases. There's people that we have never heard of before. All of a sudden, they're on billboards.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
To me, that's as I said with the other artists. Yeah, there's some AI music out there that's good, but to me, that's highway robbery.
I don't like it. I don't
Yeah,
like it.
right,
You
right.
know, I think there's a place for it in some instances.
Hmm.
Like the Loud Levitt case. But just to be out there randomly doing music and creating stuff, and no, don't do that.
Right.
You know,
It takes away from the artistry, doesn't it? It takes away from everyone.
and it bastardizes the industry.
Yes,
You
yes,
know, so.
yes. Well. Speaking of that, well, we've had two for two here. So there's another song, Sharon. I want these folks to hear your music. So this one right here. I guess when you AI artist, you might get some of them lonely nights. Tell us about that a little bit.
Now, here's what it's like working with Big Dog a lot of times. He has the proverbial vault of music.
Hmm.
And when he brings a song to me that he thinks we should do, it has a name, it has a vibe, it has sometimes it's got the background vocals on it. It has everything but the lead vocal. And and the lyric. He may give you a song that has background vocals, but it's not been written. The lyrics have not. So you write around his vision.
Mm,
Um, and that's not always easy to do,
I'm
to
sure.
write around someone else's vision.
Right.
This particular song was on the first project we did together, Lonely Nights. And though I did not write the lyric for this, um, a guy named Fred Sawyers did. The three of us were working together because Fred at the time sang with Will Downing, background vocals, and Big Dog would fill in a lot of times for Will's keyboard player. So that's how they knew each other. Now, I knew Fred for many, many years before that when he sang with Isaac Hayes and stuff. So Fred said, why don't we do something? And I said, okay. And he said it to Big Dog. They had a show Will did, I think in Baltimore. And we were all hanging out afterwards, and he said we should do something. And Big Dog said, okay. So we did. And he gave us several songs. He gave us Lonely Nights, Sincerely Yours, and Mystery, because this is a 5-song EP.
Mm.
And I did one cover song, My One and Only Love. And I did a cover of, I did one standard and one cover. And the cover was a song by Sting. And I can't even remember the name of it now. But Fred wrote Lonely Nights, and Lonely Nights just took off like a rocket.
Mm.
And people still love that song.
And I can, folks, when you folks are about to listen to it and hear it, my ScreenYard got, I froze up a little bit, so I can only see a portion of the screen, Sharon, but I would put the placard up there for you. But these folks don't mind seeing your lovely face, but we're going to listen to Lonely Nights, and we'll be right back after this. DJ Music, the lovely and talented Sharon North on the Music Chronicles.
Something I think you should know to get this off my mind. Since we got this special flow, know that
I'm not really into waiting, and I don't stand in line.
Patience is a great virtue. It's just not one of mine. See, I'm just a passion kind of woman. I cherish every moment. I got to have my time. It's because I get lonely.
I'm missing you
when I'm feeling blue. Baby, I need to feel your loving
touch.
I'm lonely without you. I know just what you're gonna say, baby. Busy might be
you need help turning around?
I'm lonely without you. Said I get lonely for you.
It's those lonely nights. Wave your hands if you can testify. It's those lonely nights.
All the way it makes me feel.
It's those lonely
I've been
nights. Wave your hands if you can testify.
I've been lonely.
It's those lonely nights.
I'm hoping to wait on you.
Wave your hands if you can testify. Wave your hands if you can testify. It's those lonely nights. Wave your hands if you can testify. It's those lonely nights. Wave your hands if you can testify.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I got a song just in case when I call her and she don't answer, gonna be one of them lonely nights for you. So, Sharon, to get off the music just for just a quick second, you're an educated woman. You write books as well, an author as
do.
well. So
Yes.
tell us about that a little bit.
The first book I wrote is called My Brand New Leg. And I wrote it, my dad died almost 26 years ago. And in the last year of his life, he lost both of his legs to diabetes complications. And it's kind of like a little Dr. Seuss book. It's all rhyming. It's based on a conversation that he had with a little girl who asked him what happened to his leg when one of his legs was gone. And I made it about two little girls at school, but loosely based on that.
Sure.
And the second book is called Frantastically Frances, the sayings and snarks of my mama, the senior. And it's basically just conversations and things that she says because she's like off the chain, so yeah.
So the book is a homage to but to both parents. And again, hey mom, there in the background, I know you're over there watching TV. Yeah, amazing daughter that you have here, amazing voice, and again, education wise. And I know we spoke about this off base a little bit, but you have some credentials to go with your education, don't you?
I do.
Yes, and if I were to I know we gonna go off this, but I have to prove a point here. Of course, unless you've been under rock, there's a person out there perpetrating right now that says that she shouldn't have to show her credentials to be accepted into a world. Your thoughts on that?
It depends on what world you're trying to get into.
Yeah.
If you are like my niece is a breast cancer surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to be able to show those credentials if she wants to work as a doctor.
Mm.
If you're practicing law, you need to be able to show some credentials if you want to, represent somebody. So if you are saying that you are a life coach and a therapist and all of that, you need to have some credentials to back that up.
Mm. And if you don't have them or you're not able to show them, that would lead to people questioning your validity. Wouldn't you agree? Sure.
If you're not able to show them, then it's probably because you don't have them. Because why would you not?
You said something to me that I wanted to bring up. Until they hand it to you, you don't have a degree.
That's right. Until you graduate, you don't have a degree. You could have finished every single bit of coursework. You could have done everything you need to do except graduate. And until you graduate, you don't have the degree. It has to be conferred. If it's not conferred, you don't have it. Like when I was working on my master's degree, and I've had a master's degree for over 30 years, and I had done all of my coursework. I had done all of the research to write my thesis, but I hadn't written it yet. So I didn't have a degree. I hadn't sat for comps yet, so I didn't have the degree until I finished everything, submitted everything, and the degree was conferred. And that doesn't mean you have to go to graduation. You don't have to go to graduation. A
Right.
lot of people don't. You don't have to walk across that stage, but you have the degree,
Right.
so yeah.
And just right quickly, just to prove a point, if I was to ask you what was your dissertation on, that easy, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, my master's thesis. Yeah, I could tell you
Right.
exactly what it was on.
Right.
Now, they usually have very long titles. Do I remember the long title of
Right.
it?
Right.
No, but I can tell you
Right.
what it was about.
Of course, and that's the problem that I was saying, and that's why I wanted to bring this to your attention. Not only you're accomplished in the music world, well, to my audience attention, not only you're accomplished in the music world, but you're also accomplished in academia.
Hmm.
So who would not want to show the public that?
Absolutely, absolutely, and it should be on your CV, on your curriculum vitae, or it should be on your resume. You know,
Uh,
and you should be able to back it up. You should be able to back that stuff up. You should want to. Why would
of
you not
course.
want to back it up?
Wouldn't that be the easiest way, Sharon, to shut the critics up? Here you go.
Hmm. Like I said, I don't remember the exact title of my thesis,
Sure.
but I can show you the thesis because I have it.
Oh, okay.
Well, my
Uh,
mother has it. My
uh,
mama.
so, but I understand. I understand exactly what you mean.
Yeah,
That's why
I
I
can show
wanted to
you the
bring that up.
diplomas.
Right.
My mother
Right.
has my
Right.
diplomas.
Right. I didn't go to college, but I know in the home that I grew up in, there's a diploma from when I graduated high school, and
Hmm.
the thing that I got that says I graduated Marine Corps boot camp. I know they're
Hmm.
there. I can show them.
Exactly. I have my father's honorable discharge from the Navy.
Yes, mine from the Army. It sits up on the wall
Yeah, you
with
have
all his
that.
medals. Yes, we still have it. Those are things that we're all proud of, and you want to show those off.
Hmm.
Especially 64% of the people in our community are women that get these PhDs and these higher. Why would y'all want to hide? Why would anyone want to hide that?
I
I know, I
know.
know. And let's get back to the music though. Let's get on back to it. We're gonna get out of that. But I mean, Sharon, your voice to me it's absolutely amazing. You did a cover of. What is the difference between a cover and a standard?
Oh, nothing really
Nothing.
from my vantage point.
Mm,
Standards are they're typically old songs.
hmm.
Like My Funny Valentine and
Sure.
things like that. Those are standards. They're the
Right.
older songs that have set a standard.
Uh,
That years and years and decades later, people are still singing them.
Still singing. Right.
Yeah, cover, but they're also covers. You're covering a standard,
Mm,
and anybody who's doing them is covering them.
mm,
Because the original versions are the original version.
sure.
Anything after it is a cover.
Right.
So, and then we cover songs like I covered Drive by the Cars. But that's not a standard. That's just, song
Right.
from the
It
1980s. Yeah.
19. It's a good song.
Mhm.
Don't get it twisted, but right. It's a good song.
It,
Y'all
it was it was a Jeopardy question the other day.
get out.
Something no, I saw and I was like, oh, Drive.
I did a song about that too. But why don't we go ahead and listen to it? Because I know you're a busy woman, and we got getting close to an hour there, Sharon. So tell us a little bit about Drive, and then we'll listen, and then we'll come back and close out the Music Chronicles for this particular corner.
Okay.
So go ahead and tell us about Drive, and I'll play it for him.
Drive was done by the Cars. It came out in July of 1984. And it's basically a song about someone trying to save someone. Um, you put it into your head that it's a man trying to save a woman, and it probably was,
Mm-hmm.
but someone who doesn't necessarily think they need to be saved or doesn't realize they have a problem. But as you listen to the lyrics, and I listen to them differently now than I did back then because I'm older now. I have
Yes.
a better understanding and a better discernment of what the song is about. I loved it back then, but now I understand it more
Yeah.
and differently.
Yeah.
And it's just somebody wanting to save somebody,
Right.
desperately wanting to save them,
Right.
and not really being able to.
Right. And
Mhm.
I understand exactly what you mean because, of course, when I was hearing it in the '80s, I always thought of as a love song. But you're right. As you get older, those words take on a whole different meaning. So you folks, y'all check it out. Here's Sharon Rae North and Drive.
Who's gonna tell you when it's too late? Who's gonna tell you things aren't so great? You can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. Oh, love, who's gonna drive you home tonight? Who's gonna pick you up when you fall? Who's gonna hang it up when you call? And who's gonna pay attention to your dreams? Who's gonna plug their ears when you scream? No, you can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. My baby, who's gonna drive you home tonight? Who's gonna hold you down when you shake? Who's gonna come around when you break? No, you can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. My baby, who's gonna drive you home tonight? No, oh no, you can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. Oh, who's gonna drive you home tonight? Tonight.
I loved it back in the 1980s, ladies and gentlemen, and I love it now. That was the lovely and talented, the beautiful Sharon Rae North and Drive. I tell you what, Sharon, I had to put that in rotation. I think debuted it about 3 weeks ago on the station, and everyone that listened to it all said the same thing. Put that one in rotation. So
Oh, wow.
thank you so very much. Again, I know you're busy, and I know you got a whole lot of things on your plate. But
So much going on.
I know when you get that, before you do leave, any advice for the new folks that's coming along here that's starting out in the business? Any advice that you want to drop off on them? Words of wisdom.
Yeah, learn, study it. Study the business, learn the business end of it because it's about more than just performing.
Mhm. And there it is, folks. And tell all the folks, Sharon, before we close out, where they can find your music, what's up next for you, and then we'll say our good nights here.
It's on my website, SharonRaeNorth.com, and it's on all digital platforms, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon. It's everywhere. And so are the books. The books are on Amazon and on my website. And check out shows if there are any shows coming near you. Oh, I know what I meant to tell you.
Sure.
Um, Gail Johnson from Jazz in Pink
Mm-hmm.
and saxophone player Tony Exum Jr.
Mm-hmm.
and I are starting to do shows together as Velvet Groove.
Oh.
And we have our first show in DC at Blues Alley on July 28th. And there's two shows, 7 o'clock and 9:30. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, we're going to be doing those shows together and trying to book some other shows and see what we can do as Velvet Groove.
That sounds like a winner. And if you one of these days, if you guys got some time, if you would bring Velvet Groove on over, I'd love to sit and chop it up with you. Drop that into Tony Exum Jr.'s ear for me. Tell him I've been looking for him, trying to get him over here.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Thank you very much. Again, Sharon, it has been my pleasure to listen to your music, to share it with my audience. And anytime you want to come back, you got something new, or if you just want to chop it up about any subject, like I told you before, some people's voices you like listening to, whether they're talking or whether they're singing. I think you have one of those voices that folks love listening to.
Thank you so much.
So with that, ladies and gentlemen, this winds down another episode of the Music Chronicles. Thank y'all so very much. Char Willie, Logical Assessment, DJ Torch, L Boogie. I see a few other folks that came through. Candy Cane Lane, Cloud Cat, Urban Miles. Who else is up in there? So many folks again. Rogue C, thank y'all so very much for coming through. I'm not sure we'll have next week on the Music Chronicles, but we'll definitely have someone not as great as Sharon, but we'll have someone here for you. All right. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so very much. Be safe. Watch your 3, your 6, your 9. But we gotta go. We gotta go.